talk about Candace Owens, the famous Candace Owens, the Candace Owens with the 4 million subscribers and all of these countless different people that she talks to. I never really understood why people watch her. What was the reason? Is it because she's charismatic? Is it because she has some kind of, I don't know, like she seems like a sellout, right? Like you look at her videos, right? And I'm looking at her oldest videos, and all I see is, Mom, Dad, I'm a conservative. Feminism versus also feminism. The myth of the coon. Black lives don't matter. It seems like she's playing the part of the Uncle Sambo. Like, you know that guy in the Boondocks show? The Uncle Sam guy in the Boondocks show? The one that's always so, he's so extreme on the white side, but he's black. Plays the character, plays the Sambo. Seems like that's kind of the reputation she wanted to cultivate when she first started coming on YouTube. And then she remodels herself as a conservative. And then she somehow becomes like this big following. I don't know what the reason is. Perhaps she's got some attractive looks. She's not very attractive, not per se. Now I'm just keep going through her videos. It seems like she capitalized on YouTube early on and made a bunch of videos that kind of went viral. People like listening to her talk for some reason. I don't know what it is. She definitely plays the character that she's holier than thou. She knows better for everyone. She's this pioneer for equality, and she speaks out against feminism as well, which is interesting, right? So she's anti-feminist. She's anti-abortion, I believe, right? She's a Democrat. No, she's not a Democrat. Apparently, she used to be a Democrat, and now she's a Republican, conservative. And her most popular videos, like I'm looking through her channel, her most popular video is the U.S. Liberty Survivor Speaks Out. So she started pivoting away from Israel around October 7th. And it's interesting like how these grifters play the character online though. Like she doesn't seem very smart. She doesn't seem very attractive. So she plays this character online as most of the people do. Like Andrew Tate and all these other big YouTuber and influencers. But it seems like they just don't really get what they're talking about. They speak in platitudes. Like, you know what a platitude is? Like, you just speak a whole bunch of nonsense that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it's what the audience wants to hear. And she uses black people as a scapegoat, and she talks about the Democratic Party and talks about how the election was stolen. It just seems like she doesn't really know what she's doing, but she's riding this wave of conservatism. And interesting how she was so angry after the after the election loss in 2020. All of these Blexit videos, they didn't make any views though. Like, look, my Blexit is about acceptance 6,000. My Blexit is an awakening 11,000. She's not. She's really not as big as you would think. But politics has gotten her like noticed on the international scene. Which I mean, I actually kind of like watching some of her videos. Like the USS Liberty video was pretty good because she actually put the survivor up on there as well. But yeah, a far right candidate that's like black. I guess people rally towards her by saying like, "Oh, this is the one black friend I have," to justify my racism and say, "Oh, I have black friends." And even like, you know how racists, when you ask them questions and then they say, "Oh, but I have a black friend," and like a token black person, so that they can elevate that person to the top, and then they can say to all the other black people that keep complaining about racism. Oh, but we put her up on a pedestal. She's this great pioneer. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting how it works out, right? Raised mostly by her mother and grandparents from around the age of 11 and 12 after her parents divorced. She is the third of four children, which I guess that kind of says that her father wasn't really around. So I guess that's why she's so against black men. Like, she does kind of rally against black men. You guys saw what she said about George Floyd? It's definitely not a good thing. Like, she wasn't talking good about George Floyd there. She just kind of plays this Uncle Sam character, which is very lucrative, right? Very, very lucrative. Definitely very lucrative. Damn, like, what the hell? She's such a big famous character, you know? It's interesting. And her husband, George Farmer, is a British man, the son of Lord Farmer in 2018 at the launch event for Turning Point UK. That's where they met. And then they became engaged in 2019 in Charlottesville, Virginia. Wasn't she defending the Charlottesville we are not alone, like there's you will not replace us. Remember that Charlottesville race rally by those racists in Charlottesville? And when Trump said there's bad people on both sides. Bad people on both sides. Wow. And then she promoted that as well. And she's also got these conspiracy theories as well that she's like promoting. Like, she says that the moon landings were faked. She says, what? Like, I feel like she just kind of says those things just to get noticed on the international market, like to kind of get noticed on social media. Everything is just kind of sensationalism mostly. Yeah, once you get noticed on YouTube, you want to capitalize on that attention by making videos that are kind of like, they're videos that are kind of like clickbaity and something that people click on just to see what they're talking about. And then you have all these subscribers to kind of back up your talking points, but you don't really know what you're talking about. People really watch you because you're alright, you're kind of cute, you say what people want to hear, you're a grifter, so you just talk bullshit and people like it because you're entertaining, you have some charisma. Yeah, she's not an idiot. And remember the manifesto of that shooter in the Christchurch mosque shootings? I remember that. He was saying something about like how he thought that she influenced him and he was actually a fan of Owens and that she thought she thought that he was a good person and all this shit. Like, wow. Interesting stuff.